Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
Magandang gabi po, Fab.
Thank you, Monsignor Noli, for inviting me again to be one of the presiders of our Simbang Gabi Masses. No? It is the fourth anticipated Mass, no, for our Simbang Gabi, our novena in preparation for Christmas Day. When you look at all our Masses and the liturgy of the Word, especially the Gospel, the focus of our Gospel narratives, no, basically are about these infancy narratives where we are introduced to many personalities that teach lessons, no, that can touch base also in our own Christian life. No? Halimbawa, nung isang araw, John the Baptist, di ba? The precursor to the Messiah, were called to prepare for the way of the Lord. Yesterday, it was Joseph. No? And we all know how he was really tested in faith. No? And he had the courage to obey God's will after he understood everything that the Lord planned, no? For his life. No? Now we have Zechariah. You know, it's good to understand the context of Zechariah and the circumstances why he was given a punishment, no, to become mute or speechless. If you listened intently, it's very interesting. The first context is that Zechariah was a priest of the temple. Sabihin, pari na po talaga, no? And of course, he was always close to the sanctuary. He was doing the function, no, for worship. And it was a presiding function. Second, as described, both of them, Zechariah and Elizabeth, they were righteous in the eyes of God, meaning they followed all the commandments. No? They were devout Jews. And then third, just on that particular time, what's interesting is that it was Zechariah who was chosen to be at the sanctuary, no, to make that worship, and the apparition of the angel came. Pag titignan mo po yung mga kontekstong yon, sabihin mo, Zechariah should definitely be a man of faith. But the problem was, after the announcement of the angel Gabriel, no, the angel telling him, given that he was advanced in age, that Elizabeth, no, would have an offspring, he doubted. And because of this, he was punished, knowing that he had all the credentials of faith. It's good to look at our own lives. No? For instance, I'm sure in varying degrees, we all have our being devout. No? Hindi lang po tayo may sense of God. Meron tayong mga religious practices. We celebrate the Eucharist. No? We have our own Catholic devotions. But why is it when we are tested, we still doubt? Like Zechariah. And I think the lesson learned here, no, is moving from doubt to trust. Pagtitiwala. And let me specify 3 items of trust. What are they? The first one is to really trust God, that He will make things possible for us. Trusting God is relying on His will. No? Dapat maliwanag po yun. No? Because we know God is in control of everything and He knows what's best for us. Second, trust in yourself. No? Why? Hindi para magyabang ka. Because trusting in yourself means that you were gifted by God with the capacities and the potentials to fulfill whatever purpose and mission He has for you. No? Yung kalimitan yung problema nung hindi tayo masyado nagtitiwala sa sarili natin. We have our own insecurities like Zechariah. But if we trust in ourselves and we are knowledgeable of the gifts given to us, no, then we can face the challenges. And third, trust in your companions in the journey. Trust people around you. You will not be alone in accomplishing a mission. Minsan iniisip natin para tayong Spartan. Tayo gagawa ng lahat. Hindi po. Magugulat pa tayo. Di ba, meron tayong inaasahan. Halimbawa, family member. Hindi natin inaasahan niya, pero may dadating na maaasahan tayo. At magugulat tayo dahil sa kanya o dahil sa kanila. Magagawa po natin, no, yung pinagagawa ng Diyos. O whatever challenges, mga pagsubok sa buhay, malalampasan natin kasi hindi tayo nag-iisa. So that's why I think when you doubt, the antidote is trust. Trust in God, who knows everything and knows what's best for us. Trust in yourself because of the God-given gifts we have. And third, trust in others because they're just there to help you fulfill your mission. Let me share to you a personal story. No? Alam niyo, nung 2015, I was elected by the Conference of Bishops to become the chair of social communications, no? To be in charge of media. Alam niyo, lahat ho ng halos obispo allergic niya sa media, no? Ayoko i-interviewin lahat, no? Noong 2015, no, it was at that time when we had the papal visit. So I was the one appointed to take charge of the media coverage of the papal visit. Wala ho akong kaalam-alam sa media. Believe me. No? Kung pagkain lang, eksperto po ako doon. Pero yung mga ganyan, parang si Monsignor Noli, eksperto sa pagkain. No? Pero kung pagdating sa media, naku, hindi mo ako maasahan. Talagang nakasimangot ako, tinitignan ko na si Cardinal Tagle. No? Sabi ko, ayoko nitong trabahong ito. No? But then, I had to submit and surrender to God's will. No? I had no background in media. And of all the bishops in charge, you know, to take the other, you know, responsibilities, no, commissions for that, or committees for that particular papal visit, I was the only one who was tasked to even go to Rome to prepare for the papal visit. Di pa raw ako marunong mag-Italian yan. Wala. Zero. No? But then, you know, things just fell into place. No? It just fell in. It was not easy, but it fell into place. And remember those 5 days, no, in 2015, was a blessing for the Filipino people. You know, I received a message, FB message from a friend after the whole papal visit. Sabi niya, kahit di namin na-encounter yung Papa, no, up close and personal, kaharap man, nakausap, no, sabi niya, thank you for being an instrument of making us close to Him and experiencing, no, the face of Christ through Him. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, tingnan mo nga naman, ano, nag-doubt ako, pero obispo na ako niyan. Kayo, no? We're all in this together. Times when you are tempted to doubt, Just trust God, trust yourself, and trust others who are companions in your journey of faith. Amen.